All right. Welcome to Threshold. Now to present for your pleasure, Clarion. All right, let's get to it. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another adventure of Threshold. We're going to be playing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons for you today. Still without the Dungeon Master's Guide, which I am very upset by. But we're gonna keep going. Let's go around and introduce our characters real fast, and then I'll talk about what happened last time.
So I'll start. I'm playing Christine Demarin. She is, I guess, a nobleman who is trying to regain her honor back.
I'm Clarion Johns. I am from... I'm from Murray, and I play myself the lute.
I am Rasper Hawkborn. He has had a rough past, and nowadays kind of travels around doing dirty work with a shovel.
I play... I don't have an accent. That's just my voice. I play Jamie Something, a half-elf with powers of an unknown origin to everyone at this point. Even though we are pretty sure where it's from.
I poked you in the face with cold iron a few times.
I mean, if you can derive from whatever you want to.
It might have some Fey connection.
Maybe. We don't know that yet.
Can say... All right, and I'm playing Vel, high elf mage, wizard, transmutation specialist, trying to solve the whole elven immortality problem, and also keeping pie in his coat.
Keep pie in your coat?
I keep a lot of things in my coat. There's probably some pie in there.
There's a pie theme going. We got pie on the shirt. We got lots of pie. I'm gonna give Clarion this inspiration point. I don't remember what inspiration. I'm getting fate points and inspiration points confused. I think you get advantage on a check when you use it. Yeah. So anytime you want to use advantage on any check, you can just use your inspiration point. I think it has another use, or maybe that was in the beta.
And then I had like +5 to a skill roll at one point.
Yeah.
That's not in it.
Okay,
it's not in it anymore.
Okay, so not that. Great. So last time you guys got to the town at Easterton, you started to stay at an inn, but then Christine, Rasper, and Jamie went to the roost, the castle where the Easters live, and was like, hey, we need to see him. And they were like, oh my god, no, you're a noble, like, you have to come stay in the castle because otherwise it's not right. So we moved everyone up into the castle. There was a lot of mischief started to happen. Vel and Clarion, meanwhile, went to a Morayan baker who gave them some bread bowls filled with Moraine clam chowder and
swamp clam chowder, right?
Swamp clam chowder, yeah. And then they went to a magic shop where they had a nice interaction with an old woman, and then they got taken up to the castle as well. So now night has fallen. Jamie went down to the moat to sit in the river down below the falls. Mm-hmm. And Clarion's strumming his lute. Rasper was drinking a bunch of wine that he had stolen. Christine's relaxing. So we're all enjoying the night, enjoying the castle. And in the morning we have at noonish, I think it is. We have our big meeting with Lord Easter.
Yeah, because somebody apparently likes to sleep in until 11.
Well, he needs his rest. The young lord needs his rest.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you guys wanna kick us off.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm actually going to, during our relaxation time, I'm going to clean everything. So I'm going to be cleaning my great axe because there's probably muck and grime all over it. And so I'm just going to be sharpening it and polishing it and making sure it's, nice and presentable for tomorrow. Well, I guess drinking tea.
I'm wandering through the halls, showing my loot, playing Sherry wine as I just survey the area and get as I run through people. In my youth, I knew a girl, sweet as honey, she was mine. And I just keep wandering.
Rasper has collected as much wine as he can carry from the kitchen, and is making his way back to the room that everyone's staying in.
If this was 3rd edition, I would have calculated how much wine you could hold.
You are encumbered. Your movement speed is half.
Unless you're a dwarf, dwarves can't be encumbered.
Just to do that math equation of how much.
All right, and with that, it takes you an hour and a half to get back.
Jamie, being refreshed from his dip in the river, is coming back to the room. He probably has a towel, drying his hair off while he's being carried by a bullywog going up the staircase.
I imagine it's one of those turbans that women wrap around their hair. It's they're all wrapped up in the spa, and then it's the towel wrapped around.
He's got a towel wrap.
Am I wrong?
Yes. It's a very supermanly towel-wearing maneuver that he's employing right now.
We're all very impressed by it.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Are you implying that you wear your underwear on the outside?
Always.
Okay. Making sure.
He doesn't.
Vel has found a nice spot by the fire and is looking over his translations of Davon's journal while absent-mindedly munching on a piece of bread. Oh. Still nothing.
Great.
Where's any of Vel's stuff coming from?
His pockets.
His pockets. Great. So you guys kind of all are within kind of talking distance of each other now that Jamie's back up from the moat below, or the river below, and Rasper has returned from the kitchens with his armfuls of bottles of wine. Lots of Griffin Rose Reds and lots of Griffin Rose Whites. Actually, all kinds of sherry whites. There's some Vineman Whites and some just a bunch of different whites from the Reds and Whites from the sherry wine region to the south.
Are there any rosés?
Yeah, probably. But it's mostly white. It's mostly white.
Rasper doesn't care whether it's red or white wine. He's chugging the bottles, which we've decided are 100 gold each. He's chugging the bottles and just kind of dropping them on the floor. And I'm assuming that they're being collected by servants that are kind of following his wandering trail.
There's a bullywog with a sack behind you.
Yeah, he's kind of like
collecting the bottles. Looks like he's having a long night.
Rasper makes it in. And kind of walks up to the fire and just kind of plops into the nearest chair.
Oh, I think he's going to plop into the fire.
He's filled with alcohol.
But he sits in the chair and is kind of just staring at the fire, pondering as he's drinking from the bottle.
Great. You guys see this.
What's on your mind?
It's where we are.
Yeah, Easterton.
Easterton. I haven't been to Easterton in a long time. He's kind of pausing and thinking. In his state, like his mind is wandering. He's not really focused on the people in the room.
When were you last in Easterton?
It must have been about 10 years ago. It's been a long time.
Can we start the flashback?
Oh yeah, there's a flashback.
Dissolve.
I think it's a monologue with just a really slow camera push in on Rasper's face as he sits by the fire, like he's just lit from the side. It's like a really slow camera push.
I wasn't going to tell you or anyone, but I think it's time that you all know. why I left Easterton and why it's dangerous to be here.
Well, we'd love to hear it, friend. I sit down next to him and grab a bottle of the white wine that has been sufficiently chilled, and I drink it. There's no glasses available, so I just kind of drink it.
So, the Black Arrow Syndicate. Do you know of them? Have you heard of the Black Arrows?
Yeah, you guys can make intelligence checks if you'd like.
Well, didn't the young gentleman in the shack tell us that he was part of the Black Arrow Syndicate, and then there was a black arrow that was carved on the front of
It was
the
an
bliss store?
actual physical.
Oh, it was a
arrow.
physical black arrow. Yeah, so it's like, well, we've heard of it because of the gentleman in the shack, but I don't know much about it.
Let me tell you a story from 10 years ago. It was the time...
You're doing great.
There was a great unrest 10 years ago where the leaders of the Black Arrow Syndicate had a war of sorts. Yeah, in short, it was Marcus Flurch who was killed, the previous leader, replaced by his son, Garay Fletcher. It was this son who made a deal with the current lord to supply him with as much bliss as he wanted. It's this lord which you meet tomorrow.
So you're saying that the current lord, whose name is Darius Easter, is a mad bliss fiend and is propagating an illegal bliss syndicate to give him splits, right?
That's a lot you inferred there.
Big words!
I am a master of deduction.
With your one intelligence check a second ago. I saw that.
All I know is that 10 years ago, a deal was made between the Black Arrows, us, and the kingship. The deal was, as much as I know, that we produce as much bliss as possible until a time when the Lord could usurp the throne and change the laws to make bliss production legal. Have you seen how bliss is made?
No.
No, but I'd love to find out.
Do you
Sounds
remember
shady.
the chambers? The chambers from the shack?
Yes, I remember those chambers.
If only you could hear the screams that would come from them during production.
So
Then
wait,
you would understand how demonish this lord is.
so what do they do?
I don't know the details. I only saw it once through a crack in the wall. But it's some kind of magic.
Necromancy from the aura that was around the vials of bliss.
Some kind of magic.
All right. Let's cut brass tacks here. Is that a phrase?
Yep.
Okay.
Cut down the brass tacks.
Oh yeah. Okay. How are you involved in this, Rasper? What is your involvement in all this? Obviously, you're not part of them now, but to what capacity were you involved?
Well, after many years working with the Black Arrows, from a child, they took me in. And after some time, I ended up doing favors. It started small at first, and then led to things a little darker. But I made myself a good place in the ranks of the Black Arrow Syndicate. All the way up until the point when the coup led to him dying, and I was the only survivor of the meeting that took place that night.
And in this meeting, is that where they made the deal between the Easters and the Black Arrow?
It's It's not where the deal was made, but it's where the last to know about it were killed. That's why the bounty hunters are after me.
Because you're the only one who knows about it.
I'm the only one who knows that isn't here.
Dead.
In the ground.
And who supports it? Who doesn't support it?
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
that's heavy, man.
I'm glad you told me. I would have told Lord Easter if I had known.
So do we keep what we found in the woods secret from Lord Easter now, or do we try and like catch him in the act now?
I don't think that would be a good move. I think our best move would be to say that we had some trouble at the I think the waypoint.
Deepwood Hovel.
The Deepwood Hovel. That there was a skirmish, and that we didn't kill anyone.
But that's why we should have.
If you had told us then, it probably would have ended up differently.
We didn't exactly have the benefit of time at the moment, unfortunately.
You don't understand. If he finds out, there'll be bounty hunters after all of us, and not the cheap ones.
Like your mechanized friend.
Axiomatic bounty hunters from the plane of law.
Oh.
Should we even say that we were at the hovel?
I don't believe so.
I think that would be a secret we'd like to keep.
All right.
If he's involved,
Unless
If
it's
he's
brought
involved.
up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
if he's involved, he probably knows what happened at the hovel. He might just not know our involvement.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing we need to make sure, though, is we do anything to give Christine back her noblemanship.
Yes.
That is the number one objective.
If it gets out that you are traveling with me, that would probably eliminate all possibility of gaining my lands back. So let's make sure that we have some magic going on here tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you'll get all the magic off.
Do we how long ago has the new lord taken the throne?
Yeah, so Darius Easter would have ascended the throne. His father, Ulysses Easter, died maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
So you can imagine the production on the Bliss has ramped up considerably in their last 3 years.
Gotcha. So it was
Now that he's able to more orchestrate it.
so officially. So 10 years back was when the Black Arrows, the coup, took place.
Yes.
And then 6 years later was when the Lord.
Correct.
Okay.
Right, correct.
Well, try not to drink too much.
Oh,
I'd like you to not be stumbling around in the morning
I imagine
and slip into something.
Rasper doesn't respond. He continues to stare at the fire and swig the wine. He's just watching the embers glow.
I put my wine bottle down.
Go ahead, sorry.
All right.
That was weird.
Are we?
Low flying.
A bad omen.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm now picturing Rasper like staring at the fire, like helicopter noises, like he's having a Nam flashback. Like, who could?
Get on the
PTSD for Rasper here.
ground.
I've
Anyway.
seen some things.
I've seen some things.
Wouldn't recommend it.
I put down my wine bottle, grab another one, start to drink. It's delicious.
At least finish the first one.
I did.
Oh, you said you put down a wine bottle. I just assumed that there was stuff still in it.
No.
You didn't say empty wine bottle.
You
I just put down a wine bottle.
you
Just picked up
assumed
another
wrong.
one.
Drank
All
that
right,
bottle
look.
really fast.
Yeah.
Regardless of how much fluid there is in the discarded wine glass. Moving on.
Well, I guess everybody just be prepared for tomorrow. Hopefully this goes as smooth as possible.
I'm off to sleep. He stands up, he makes it 10 feet, and then he trips over his own foot and passes out on the floor.
Well,
Here, Clarion, let's...
No, leave him. Pull a small feather pillow, put it right under Rasper's head.
I imagine this is where all the feathers for your components come from. Is
It
a
is.
small.
I might have stolen it from an inn a few stops back.
That says Weeping Trout on it.
It says welcome to the Weeping
Weeping Trout embroidered.
All right. I guess if no one else has anything to do, turn in for the night.
Great. You guys go to bed, and you are rocked to sleep by the gentle sound of the waterfalls as they surge down below you. As you close your curtains, perhaps for the night, you can get one last look at the city as the torches are extinguished down far hundreds of feet below to the ground, probably 300 feet.
Well,
Way down
thinking
below.
it like it's the top of Niagara Falls plus some.
Yeah, plus the tower. Yeah, it's got to be at least like 300 feet or so. So, great. All right. You can hear the morning bells. The morning bells ring from the town below, and they ring it pretty early around dawn. So it's maybe 7 in the morning.
Great.
Christine,
Yes.
what do the bells mean?
Get up.
I've been up for a while.
Okay. Get dressed and have breakfast. I'm not your mom.
I have dressed and there's bacon.
I get up. Are garments prepared for us, or how is this morning going to work?
Yes. So the next several hours are spent just with taking because the measurements were taken last time, I believe. So the final alterations are made to your court-appropriate attire. If everyone would like to describe your court-appropriate attire, however we want to, we'll go this way this time.
Sure. All right. So Vel has been given a admittedly crude but still functional attempt at elvish high garb. So it's going to be a coat similar to his, long, hangs just below his knees, but sort of a deep burgundy color with sort of a goldish embroidery in it. Although they kind of puckered the embroidery a little bit.
They don't have the luxury of time.
Yeah. Trying to fix it, but
Okay. Jamie is wearing a very nicely embroidered. It's a more of a humanish kind of garb because he can go either way.
Uh-huh.
That's it's up here, but then flares at the bottom like the Neo Matrix coat. And then he has his raven pendant, but then on one side he has a half cape. Like there's one of those half capes that they wear.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Half cape.
And then of course the chain's going on the other arm. It's black with like hints of like blue in it.
Rasper, after several attempts to refuse putting on any kind of royal attire, he was finally forcibly stuffed into it's almost like the Beauty and the Beast kind of like the blue with like the frilly kind of bullshit coming out the top and the cuffs. And he just sits there kind of stuffed up, uncomfortable like an animal in clothing. Like if a cat was dressed in a sweater.
Like,
he's just like...
Kid mittens. Just...
Clarion is wearing a canvas shirt. He has a nice tied up. He's got his green and blue kilt on.
Just be quiet and just stand up.
But it's not. I guess it is.
This is green and blue. And he's got his dirk in his high white socks.
Christine is wearing an underdress that is deep navy blue with flowers from Merrington that are embroidered up all over it. On top of that is a more gold half dress with the manta ray stitched into the back train.
Great.
Her hair is done up with small pearls.
Wonderful. So as time, you eat breakfast, and as the time gets a little bit closer to noon, the seneschal comes up. He has his clipboard again, and he looks at all of you. There's a couple of bullywogs that are with him, and a couple of human servants as well. Human servants are now more on the day shift. They have the better hours. and he says, "Would you like to come with me? The court is just about all together. We're simply waiting on you and on our lord."
Yes. I put on my white lace gloves with the navy blue and gold trim ribbon. And I put my signet ring. What?
Go on.
And I put my signet ring over my glove so that it shone. And I head out the door.
Great.
What? What is so funny?
I thought that would have been done during the description of your...
I forgot. Okay, let's just move on.
Okay. So you're led down the tower and into the main body of the roost. You're actually taken to... The court is in the farthest back. You pass like some hallways and some armories, and you head all the way back into the keep. It's actually the building that overlooks the waterfall with the giant stained glass window of the House Easter crest. The yellow stained glass on the top, green on the bottom, and then the eagle, which is normally white, is actually clear, and so you can see out into the whole city. And it takes up like the whole side of the castle. It's like massive. In front, you can see that there's a pretty ornate throne carved like a tree that comes up. It's carved out of the black wood of the goddess trees, and it has like fine green and gold cushions. There is the first thing that you notice, and like everyone kind of tenses up because there's a huge tiger that is like a striped tiger, which aren't native to this continent, sitting next to the throne. He kind of paws at a piece of meat as he eats it.
Is it an orange or a white tiger?
Orange.
Okay.
It's an orange tiger, and it kind of sits at the side. You can see that they're to either side. Is Rasper?
Yes.
Yes. From last
he's
time.
all Brad Pitted up.
No, he's Willem Dafoe'd up.
He's Willem Dafoe today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is he one step uglier or one step prettier?
That depends on how you view
If
the
you-
beauty levels
he's
of
one-
Brad
Where
Pitt.
the Rasper lays next to Willem Dafoe.
There's a standard deviation of one, plus or minus one Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, so he's Willem Dafoe'd up. You can see that some of the other like advisors to the Lord are there. Rasper, you immediately notice, dressed in a all black tabard with a arrow on his chest, is Garay Fletcher. He's there. He kind of stands at the side. He's certainly looking like higher and mightier. He's been lorded up, but you can still see that his attitude and his stance. Christine, you can tell that his attitude and stance definitely marks him as a common born. As a common born individual.
As we enter, I pull out my lute and try and get everybody's attention, and then I say, "Now entering, Christine de Marin, Lady of Marinton, Lady of the Adler Mountains, Lady of the Adler Woods, Lady of the Fen Coast, Lady of the Blue Ray Harbor, Lighter of the Lamp, and Keeper of the Night Tower, Lady de Marin." There's
Some fetid applause. People kind of like stand up and they look kind of puzzled. They look puzzled around. Then, kind of as you guys get situated, you can see that there's been some chairs in the middle of the hall. That they're nice chairs again with the green and gold pattern. They've been put in the center of the room. The room is pillared and it kind of comes to a focal point with stained glass. Everyone's up kind of on a dais in front of it. There's chairs down below the dais, basically there for you to sit. And the seneschal says, "Okay, come right this way. If you'll stand in front of these chairs, Miss de Marin, you are in the middle, and the rest of you can sit as you would like. And please stand when his lordship enters and when he's announced. He'll instruct you to seat when it is time to be seated. And that I think is all the information. Any questions?" Yes.
your position is...
I am scribe and seneschal of the House Easter, of the Roost.
The Roost, that's where we are. And, I forgot my notebook. Help.
He tears off a page of his notebook and he hands it to you. hands you another quill, and he pulls out another
You're
quill.
my new favorite person in the room.
I'll just describe some of the other people up on the dais. There's a very old man who is kind of like almost dozing in a chair next to him. You see an assistant standing behind him who looks to be like the actual like person in the room who knows what's going on. There is a big guy. Looks like he may have been a boxer. His hands are totally black from like where he's bruised them over the years. There's a cleric in a red, orange, gold tabard. He is a cleric of Adam, which is a Syraxan kind of cult deity. There is a sort of a mousy, bookwormy woman who has her nose in a book and she's reading it. Of course, Garay Fletcher in his black tabard. There's a man in a tabard who you immediately recognize him as some kind of voice of the crown. He has on the the white crown on the gold tabard of the king, and of course the tiger. Everyone's standing there. They're kind of waiting around. They're looking expectantly. Someone's like kind of looking at their watch. It's noon. That's 12:05. And then you see a man run in. He's the herald, and he blows the trumpet. Now presenting Lord Eastor, Lord of Easterton, the Sister Falls, the Ghostwood, Deepwood, Arrowwood, Defender of the Crown, and Ent of the East. And everyone stands up out of their chairs, and you guys do the same. And out comes Darius. Kind of saunters out. You can see that he has a gold goblet and a bottle of some of the wine you guys were drinking last night, and it's a white. It's always a sherry white, and he kind of like he walks in. He says, "Thank you all, thank you." He goes and he rustles the hair of his tiger, who kind of looks at him, and then he sits down in the chair. He pours himself a glass of wine. He sets his wine bottle on the armrest on the side. He takes a drink as he motions everyone to sit down, and everyone in court takes a seat. He says, "So, what brings all of you before me today?"
My lord, I'm here to reclaim my birthright. As the last remaining Demarin, I'm here to claim my lands once more.
Your lands. I see. And that is, remind me, he snaps his fingers and the woman looks up from a book, and she says, those are the lands around Merrington, the Adler Wood and the Adler Mountains and the Fang Coast. And he says, "Oh, yes. Of course, yeah, that the place has been ruined and filled with bandits for many years. And do you have proof of your lineage?"
Yes. I present my signet ring and I pull out the...
Come.
I stand up and I walk towards him.
He only looks about like 30. He's like...
So he's only 10 years older than I
yeah.
am. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he looks at the parchment, he looks at the ring, and he says, "Okay, so you, now, I don't understand why you need to reclaim your house. Why is it that she needs to reclaim her house?" The mousy woman looks up again. Every time she speaks, Jamie, your raven pendant, like, kind of gets kind of frosty, and like you can feel it getting kind of cold, like it almost like it's standing on end a little bit.
Okay.
And she says, "If you remember the song Dameron's Folly, the night tower failed to be lit and crashed into the sea, and now it is infested with ghosts." He says, "Yes, that's right, infested with ghosts."
It no longer is, sir. I went to Merrington, defeated the bandits that had taken refuge there, and cleared the night tower of any ghosts.
And if I remember correctly, I haven't actually been out there, but if I recall, the tower has actually fallen into the sea, so there isn't really much of a tower there anymore.
Yes, sir, but I aim to rebuild it.
Where will you get the funds to rebuild this tower? As I recall, your family's wealth was very much tied up in the tower.
Yes, I have been traveling and will continue to travel, adventuring and gain money and reputation so that I can send it back to Merrington, rebuild the tower, and
fair enough. Montgomery, the old man who's asleep, goes, yes, my lord. Now that he wakes up, you can see that his he bears the sigil of House Darrow, and the 3 trees of House Darrow. And he says, yes, my lord, what is it? And he says, how many, do we have any coin that we could spare Miss DeMarin to help her build her lands up? He says, you can see that he doesn't know, and he looks back at his assistant, who leans forward, flips through a book, whispers in his ear, yes, we have a store of 10,000 platinum pieces that we could use to continue construction. And he says, very well. We will spend this money, and we will right away get it sent out to you, the finest masons, to begin crafting at the rebuilt Night Tower.
Thank you, sir. I would also like to request that a couple of troops be sent to Haddock. They're having an ogre problem. Until such time that my people can form their own army, we would require help.
Yes, Haddock, yes, that's a small community, and yes, frequent ogre attacks. Yes, I believe a better troop presence could be arranged.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I certainly think that would be prudent. Anything else? He kind of looks at. He doesn't have a watch. What am I doing? he kind of is like looking at the sun, and he pours himself another glass of wine. He's finished his first, and he.
That is everything, sir. Thank you for your hospitality.
Yes. If you're ready to swear your oath.
Yes.
Yes. Bring me Talon. And he reaches out his hand, and the guy with the fist, the boxer, he reaches into the back and he pulls out a sword. It's a finely crafted black hilted sword with a long black blade, and he hands it to Darius. He bows before it and says, "Thank you," and he picks it up and he swings it very very sort of willy-nilly, devil may care.
I stand completely still.
And he says, now you can kneel.
I kneel and bow my head.
He takes the sword and he puts it on his shoulder, and he says, "I now declare you Lady DeMarin, Lady of the Night Tower and the such and such and the such and such. You may rise, the Lady of the such and such."
I rise.
He holds the sword out, and Black Fist collects the sword and bows and takes it away. Says, "Very well. Anything else from your companions?"
No, sir. We would just like to require to stay in the castle a few more days. We have some business still to attend to in the city. If that is
yes, absolutely. As long as you require, you can keep the King's Wing. I don't think he turns to the guys who represent the crown. I don't think His Highness is coming, Lord Kevin. And he says, "No, not that I'm aware of, sir." "Yes, perfect. Thank you." Well, if there isn't anything else, he gets up and he finishes his glass of wine, pours himself another one, and then drinks it. And he says, "Good day." And he walks out, and the trumpet people play as he exits, and then everyone kind of takes a deep breath, and the crowd kind of starts to mingle. There's after party drinks and little tea cakes.
I like take this huge, like I've just been so uptight and just very like scared out of my wits, and just turn back and go, okay, well that could have
that was easy. Like too easy.
Yeah.
Yep, real easy. Vel's going
drug
to
money.
yes. Vel's going to absent-mindedly grab a few tea cakes and put them in his pockets as he walks over and kind of hunches down near the tiger and goes, "Hi, kitty."
Some of the people from the tiger the tiger looks at him, and the mousy bookworm woman says his name is Ozydaxis.
Ozydaxis. What a pretty name.
Yes, he's named after the hero.
I'm not familiar with that hero, I don't think. Is it a
It's
local legend?
No, it's a human. It's a human story. He departed from the city of Nod and sailed the earth. Sailed around the whole strip.
Unless I'm mistaken, tigers aren't native to these parts. However did they come by him?
He was brought all the way from Syraxis.
All the way from Syraxis.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. It was a very long journey, but His Highness insisted, even from a very young age, that we keep a whole pride of tigers here.
A whole pride? Wow. I'm going to cautiously reach out my hand.
Don't touch him. She slaps her hand. Give me a perception check.
That's going to be a 14.
When she swats your hand, her skin feels like coarse and leathery, even though it doesn't look that way when she swats you.
My mistake.
He's quite dangerous. The tiger looks at you and kind of goes...
He just looks soft. Sorry. All that. What are you reading?
Oh, this is a small book of history of the region. My name is Sylvia Silversheen. I'm the Master of History. It is my title. It is my job to remind His Highness of any historical or important details that he might forget.
That sounds fun.
Yes, it is very fun. You can tell that she is kind of a little frustrated with you, but she's trying to put on that she's not.
What race is she?
She's human.
She's human?
Tea cake?
No, thank you.
Okay.
At this point, I wander up. I
Okay.
want to look at the tiger as well, and I'm interested in this woman.
Great.
Like, not interested in the woman.
Yeah.
Interested.
Great.
Yeah.
She doesn't make any kind of note as she clearly clocks you, but she doesn't.
She clocks me?
Yeah, she reads you.
Oh, okay.
And she sees that you're there. She takes note of you.
Oh, okay.
You should walk up and she just punches you right in the face.
Right.
But she doesn't say anything.
Hello, my name is Jamie. Nice to meet you.
Yes, my name is Sylvia, and she extends her hand quickly. She shakes your hand, and you can make a perception check.
14.
Yeah, her hand is kind of, she shrinks it away pretty quickly after the shake, but you can feel that it's kind of leathery and warty.
Warty. Does my pendant do anything?
Yeah, the closer it gets to her, and especially when so you can feel it get extra cold, like there's a surge of power.
Ooh. Okay. So you're the historian.
Yes,
obviously.
Master of History. Yes.
Master of History.
Yes.
That's fascinating. What? I don't know. Val, what should I ask?
Ask her if she knows any good books.
Do you know any good books?
Yes, there's an entire library full of them. If you'll excuse me, I have some very important things to attend to.
Oh, really? What?
Yes.
What can I ask?
I have a lot of studying to do. His lordship has a great number of important duties that fall to me as Master of History.
Oh well, we are well versed in history. Could we perhaps provide assistance to you?
No, I assure you that my knowledge is extensive.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend. We are both elves. We know.
You're half elf.
I know. we are both of elvish blood.
You're just like
shut up.
diet elvish.
It's Coke Zero. If we have lived much longer than you have, we would love to assist you.
When you say that, you can see her face like she really takes offense at that. She says, "Well, I'm sure that your years are great. I can assure you that I have everything under control. Now, good day." And she kind of storms out of the room.
I didn't know you liked reading so much, Jamie.
Don't shut up. You're like the worst wingman.
Rasper comes over to the two. He's been nervously eating. He's holding a whole platter of tea cakes and he's stuffing his face. The crumbs are going over. And what's that all about?
What?
What's that? He finishes. What's that all about?
We are inquiring as to this beast. I've never seen this beast before. Have you seen this beast before?
No. And he's not really paying attention to the tiger because out of the corner of his eye, he's keeping an eye on Garay.
Garay actually approaches both Clarion and Christine as they're over at the snack table, and he walks up with his black tabard. He crosses his hands and says, "So, I didn't hear you got into town."
Oh, yes. We came by the front gate yesterday.
The wood gate or the sherry gate?
The wood gate?
The wood gate, I see. He kind of eyes you very warily, and he says, "I just need to make sure."
And you are, sir?
My name is Gray Fletcher. He doesn't shake your hand. I'm Gray Fletcher. I'm the Master of the Dark.
I'm Clarion Johns. I am Ray, and I'd really appreciate it if you shook my hand.
He looks at his glove and he begrudgingly shakes your hand, and he says, "Just so you know, I'm going to keep tabs on you while you are in the town. While your pedigree certainly seems to be in order, it seems very suspicious that you've just come out of nowhere."
Well, I do have a very long lineage. You can look it up if you want.
I plan to.
You do that.
What about your lineage, sir? What? How'd you get to be where you are?
I take offense to that, sir. And he turns heel, and he also storms out of the building.
Around here so unpleasant.
He's a commoner.
You see him.
I thought the book lady was very nice.
You see him whisper, order a couple of people in all black garb, black armor. They're like serious-looking guards. He kind of gives them a couple of whispered orders, and they run ahead of him out of the room as he leaves. Rasper takes a deep sigh of relief as Garay leaves the room.
I wander over to Christine and Clarion and go, "What was that?"
That was Garay, a commoner that has risen to a position that he probably shouldn't have.
He seemed like a dick.
He was, yeah.
Christine, you know that Master of the Dark is not a...
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Yeah.
Master of the Dark is not a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not a real position that a court would have.
It's like a cow pretending to be a person.
A cow?
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Oh, Jamie.
It's got classic stuff.
It's like Jamie pretending to be a full elf, am I right?
No, well, okay. Here's the thing. So, he is not of proper nobility. He wasn't born a noble. He's come to power to a position that doesn't exist.
So why is he here? What does he do?
Judging by what a friend of ours last night said,
yes.
Mr. Garay is part of a certain
bakery. He bakes
things. Yes.
We're surrounded by people.
Know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, so yes.
Wonderful. But why is he here?
Apparently he wants to keep tally on us.
Well, apparently he doesn't believe who I am, which if he doesn't know who the Demerins are, I think he's been living in a hole for a couple of years.
It's possible. He's apparently a cow in
human clothing.
In human clothing.
I'm sorry. I'm still really high strung from everything.
Don't worry. Everything's fine.
That was you did
went
remarkably.
Very well. Yes.
That was a lot of money.
Yes, we got 100 platinum, something like that.
10,000
That's
platinum.
way more than I thought we got.
My pay's gonna go up.
No, it's
No,
not.
no. You drank 10 years worth of pay last night.
As an extra note, Rasper. So he's kind of still holding this tin after finishing all the cakes off it, and he's going into kind of his standard kleptomania kind of mode where he's like finding all the silvery shiny things and taking them. The one object of note. Well, I'm assuming there's a pie cutter.
Yep.
Of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely pocketed that since
Like
they've
a
pie server. Yeah.
A pie server, yeah.
It's like wedge shaped. It's got a handle.
But we've been.
I picture like a pizza cutter for some reason.
No.
Like our
No,
weapons.
that's how
are
they cut pies.
Yes, that's exactly how you cut a pie.
A pizza pie.
Pizza pie.
Anyway, so Rasper has the pie server.
It's in his mind. It's his only weapon on him right now, because our weapons have been taken.
Right.
So he's fiddling with it in his hands.
It's the only vaguely shovel-shaped thing in the room.
Wonderful. Some people kind of filter out. You can see that Montgomery Darrow IV has fallen asleep in his chair. Little tidbit: Montgomery Darrow is descended from Metallico.
Really?
Yeah. I got the last
Darrow.
name. Monty Darrow.
Yeah, Montgomery Darrow IV.
I'd like to talk to the black boxer.
Yeah.
Why you gotta be like that?
His hands are black and he's a boxer. He's
Also,
got
Steven
black,
called him the
he
Black
called him-
Boxer.
He called him Black
No,
Fist.
he's
Black
that's his
Fist.
name.
He called him Black Fist.
He's Boris Blackfist.
Perfect.
And he is the Master of Defense.
Is that a real thing?
That is a real thing.
Okay.
The only one, yeah, there's in the court there would be, of course, the Lord, Master of Trade, Master of Defense, Master of Faith, Master of History. In this case, because of this rank, there's the Voice of the Crown. It might be like Voice of the Eagle or something in a Demerin court. Master of the Dark is the only one that's been added, mysteriously. But you approach Boris Blackfist. His black fists are tucked under his arms. He kind of just sits at the back of the room, is just kind of watching everything from the side. He's an older man. He kind of looks like he used to be a boxer. His ears are all cauliflowered. His head is shaved. And he kind of has a larger belly now that he's retired.
Well, pleasant day, sir.
Good afternoon.
What do you do around here?
I'm Blackfist. I'm the Master of Defense. My duties mostly are to defend the city from siege.
They call you Black Fist because you're not a good cook, right?
He chuckles a little bit and he says, "No, they call me Blackfist because of these." And they're bruised and just like lots of clots. And he says, "I used to box."
Please tell me he has names for his fists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The pummeler. This is the pummeler. And this is the goodnight kiss.
So he's left-handed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the pummeler and the goodnight kiss. And they did me very well in the court, in the rings of the city. But of course, now I've retired and found that I also had a mind for strategy on the battlefield. So I'm actually a holdover from Ulysses Easter. I was his Master of Defense. Myself and Rip Van Winkle over there. Although I guess that cultural reference doesn't exist. Mr. Sleepy over there. We're the only two holdouts on the council.
And how do you what are your opinions on the current state of things in Easterton with?
He kind of is skeptical that you've asked that question, And he says, "Why, I don't know what you understand. I'm sworn to defend the king."
Well, is there? I didn't visit these parts back when Ulysses ran the places. Is there any significant differences between how things are run?
The crime is different. I'll say that. The crime is certainly, in some ways it's worse, but in some ways it's better. It's more of their parts of the city now that it stays. So it's a bit easier to keep it under wraps. The reporting has been low, but I can tell you some of the streets out there are looking more dangerous every day.
What type of crime is there, and where is it?
Well, I mean, there's always the petty bullywog stuff. I mean, scum of the earth up here. I can't believe we let him stay around the castle. I'm just waiting for a good siege so I can just have an excuse to burn them all out of there. But anyway, I mean, there's consistent bullywog, violent crime, but then in certain lower sections of the city, there's a pretty big drug trade. There's a stuff called bliss floating around.
Now, bliss, what is that? I've never...
Bliss. It's a drug. They call it bottled happiness. You drink it, and it's apparently euphoric. My men are instructed not to touch the stuff. Although I have seen some people while on it do some incredible things. Additionally, it's an interesting sort. However, that's not so much my business as it is Garay's. Fletcher is, as Master of the Dark, he's in charge of all that spy mastery stuff.
So Master of Defense is trumped by the Master of the Dark?
Master of Defense is more matters of war, as opposed to
you fight the battles outside the city. He fights the battles inside the city.
Yeah,
oh.
I don't have enough men nor smart enough guards to keep tabs on everyone inside the city. I personally don't think that his job is entirely necessary, but his lordship insists, so I defer to his opinion.
And why the dissent between you? Why does your opinion differ from your lord's?
He's kind of a paranoid type. He keeps to himself a lot. He grew up with Garay. They grew up together, so I imagine this is kind of a little bit of a nepotistic thing, but you didn't hear that from me.
Hear what?
It's a genuine laugh, but it's very brief.
Well, long days and pleasant nights to you, Mr. Blackfist.
Have a good evening.
Man, this party's been going on a while. I guess if it's at noon, and the entire...
It's only been a few minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Did that book lady feel leathery to you?
Yeah. And warty.
No, I didn't get warty.
No, I got warty. There's definitely some wart action going on. I don't like it. She made my pendant cold.
She what?
She made my pendant cold.
Is that like some kind of euphemism or something?
Even if it is, I don't understand it. That's troubling.
And like cold for me, which is saying something. You know?
Think she's magic?
I think she's magic. I think she's like a witch or something. I don't like it.
Okay, I've got an idea. Can I find like a offshot or a deserted antechamber or something?
Sure.
Cool. I'm gonna throw up detect magic really quick. So
how far is that? Because she stormed out by the
30 feet. I'm just kind of trying to get a general sense for the room and see if there's any residual auras.
Okay. There isn't too much. Why not? Why can't magic leave a slight aura? You detect there's quite a bit of illusion magic floating around the room. Actually,
it's
yeah.
It's mostly
there's some Jamie illusion on Jamie. There's some illusion on Rasper. There's some lingering illusion on the throne, behind the throne. There's like illusion magic all over the place.
Okay, I'm gonna settle back up. There's illusions everywhere. It's all sort of diffused except for like here. And over there, and I point at Rasper.
Rasper looks over to you with a cheek in his mouth.
And his Willem Dafoe.
I'm now picturing that still of Willem Dafoe where he's like with a tea cake in his mouth. Like.
That's strange that there's illusion magic around me. I haven't cast any spells on me recently.
No, it's not. You cast illusion spells every morning.
So what's up about the people behind the chairs? You think they're hiding something?
I don't know. There's sort of a vague haze of illusions.
It's
everywhere.
where Sylvia was standing.
Okay, it is where the book lady was standing. So I mean, that would make sense why her hand feels differently than it looked.
Yes, that does make sense. She went through that door. Yes, I pointed the door she went through.
Yes.
Yes. I'm asking you.
I said yes.
Okay. You want to follow her?
Nope.
Okay.
Do you want to follow her?
I kind of want to follow her.
Have fun. I'm gonna go back to the tea cakes.
Can I strike a deal with I can't remember his actual name. Who are the people with the 3 trees?
The Darrow.
Darrows.
Lonnie Darrow.
Can I strike a lumber deal with him while all this is going on?
Wake him up.
You approach him and he's asleep. And as you approach him, his assistant steps around the side of the chair and says, "Good afternoon. My name is Reginald. Any business that you would like to conduct to Lord Darrow can instead be directed to me."
Oh yes. I was just wondering if we could. Perhaps now that the Night Tower is being rebuilt, establish a trade between our.
Yeah, of course. To the north, what do you have to offer? We have, of course. I assume you mean some of that gold that put that Easterton gold straight into our pockets in exchange for some wood coming up your way up the Adler Coast. Yes? Is that what is that what I'm getting at? You want some of our lumber in exchange for some of your platinum?
As building materials for
the Night Tower, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's certainly something that can be arranged. Okay. I can assure you that you are making the better choice by going with the Darrow families than with those Forrester families. So we appreciate that you have chosen House Darrow to construct the Night Tower.
What have I done?
As opposed to the Foresters.
Wait, where are the Foresters? No, I thought this was going to be a pass and I didn't want to actually play this out. Oh no, what did I do?
I would have gone.
Now choose!
I didn't know what to do.
Surprise.
I would have gone with the Foresters because they have forest in their name.
Where are the Foresters?
Terras have trees on
them. So Forrester, you can see he's on that other map.
Which one? There are 3.
Let me see the big one. You can see Darrow is the one directly south of you.
Okay.
That's Darrow Mill.
Oh, here.
Yes.
Okay.
That's who you're talking to.
Okay.
House Darrow. So they're going to ship stuff to the north.
Okay.
The Foresters are instead, they're further west. They're on the other side of the woods.
Oh, so they're way over here.
Do you see that?
I think they're more essentially located.
Yeah, they're more along the road.
So we're there.
Okay, so it is okay.
They are your closest. Darrow is your closest neighbor. Yes.
Great. Okay.
So that way you don't have to pay shipping costs.
Yeah, not as many shipping costs.
It's like Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Well, we certainly appreciate you choosing House Darrow over House Forrester.
God, you just gave me a heart attack.
Our lumber is superior in every way.
Yes, I'm glad that we can establish that trade once more.
Excellent. I will be sure to amend that to Lord Darrow's books, and I will inform him of this agreement.
Great.
When he wakes up.
I reach out to shake. What was his name?
Reginald.
Reginald. That's his name. I give him a firm handshake.
He returns it.
Great. Oh, you just gave me a heart attack. It's like, oh no, I'm starting politics. This is a bad idea. People
are starting to filter out. You guys are, I assume, going to pack up and leave.
Yeah.
As you are leaving, Christine, a man who you haven't seen before, he wears he has a white sigil with a gold mammoth on it. And he walks up to you and he says, "Congratulations, Mr. Marin. It's good to see you." And he extends his hand.
Do I recognize him?
No.
Okay.
He shakes your hand and he walks away. As he walks away, you notice that he put a piece of paper in your hand.
Okay. I slip it into my glove. I don't look at it here. Hang on. It's white with a gold mammoth?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, we filter out and we kind of get ready to go and make any sort of passing pleasantries.
And and you leave. Are you gonna head up to your rooms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
What time is it?
It's probably like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
The whole thing took an hour? Even the after party?
Probably.
Okay. Great.
I mean, we just pretty much did it real time.
I know.
Just now.
Yeah.
If anything, like
That's really cool.
if anything, that's like extending it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Being
I'm
generous for that hour.
Yeah. Thank you. As soon as we get back in, I kind of make sure I'm kind of in a more private space. There are no servants around. I open up the piece of paper.
Great. You see, it says on it, "Inn of the Bully Bully."
Inn of the Bully Bully?
Inn of the Bully Bully.
Is there a time?
It says tonight.
Question.
Halfway. 23rd.
Great.
Are we with her at this time?
No, are you?
No.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah, you guys are all together.
Oh, okay.
We all filtered. We left her from the
Yeah.
party to our rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know if she like jetted out like secretly.
Oh, no. I was like standing in
the
the room.
party's over. We all want her.
I just didn't want to make sure that there weren't any like servants running around or people like that. Look at this. I hand it to Aaron. He's closest to me.
Inn of the Bully
Yeah.
tonight. Question mark.
Who gave you this?
A man in a white tabard with a gold mammoth on it.
Jamie, you recognize that as the sigil of House Nostromo, which is his official title is Mammoth of the Mountains. So they are like they are on the same level as the Easters are.
That is the House Nostromo seal.
And you recognize that because they're who's like in charge of the
yes,
region.
that is the Lord, or that is the seal of the lordship of my region up in Esperbald.
Oh.
Was he a tall man, like a pretty well built man, just very strong? There's a good chance that was the Mammoth of the Mountain.
And is that like his, like the Lord, or is that? His...
Yeah, so there's a quick history lesson.
Yes, please.
There's if you look on the big map, there's a bunch of different regions. Here, I'll take it for a second. Yeah, give me that map. Okay. So, Arrow, right? Mm-hmm. Arrow region here. So, of this whole area, it's ruled here from Easterton, and his title is the End to the East. It was originally given to House Arrow. Then up here, where with Esperbald and stuff, up here in Olengrad, it is ruled by the Mammoth of the Mountain. So that's this whole area here. There's the Snake of the Swamp, and Sherry has one too. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, it's like one of the big lords of each of the different.
So he is like the Lord
of this whole region
Nostromo.
up here.
So he's the Lord Nostromo.
Well, Nostromo is in the region. Nostromo is his name. That's his name.
Okay, so he is the Lord.
Yeah, or he is related to the Lord.
Okay. Wow.
I wonder why Nostromo has a presence here.
I don't know. Well, I guess we will find out tonight.
Yes, at the Bully Bully Inn.
Into the Bully Bully. Should probably sneak out.
We are being surveyed.
That is true.
So we should all put on our Willem Dafoe.
Dark.
Everyone looks
Alright.
like William.
Everyone looks like Willem Dafoe.
Everybody looks like Willem Dafoe.
Are you related?
Yes, we're all related.
We are all related.
Except for I still think that we have all our characteristics. So like, Val still has like pointy ears.
Willem Dafoe with pointy ears.
Willem Dafoe's a woman.
As a woman.
Hey, we actually
Okay.
saw that in a movie, but
That's right.
That's true.
Okay, well, that's going to take me a little bit to kind of like gear up for that.
Okay. But we also have to get out of our nice dresses. And...
True.
At this point, Rasper is torn almost every seam of the dress, but it is blue, frilty. Yes. Yes! Let's get out of this. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do that. He's like
Like Hulkamania
and
style.
it starts to, he just rips it by the seam and starts to climb out of it.
Probably took some bullywogs.
Is he wearing his armor underneath?
No.
I was really hoping he was just dressed like he normally was underneath it, so he just tears it off.
No, but
Just
he
like
does have
Rasper.
no manners, so he's just in the middle of the room. He's just like tearing down to like basically like just
Skivvies.
almost bare ass, yeah,
All right.
and then changing.
Well, could have gone without seeing that today.
What? Nothing you've never seen before?
No, actually.
Everyone voices it no.
If moving on, I had a great line for Rasper there. But so anyway, so you guys have changed back into. Everyone has changed back into their regular clothes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Everyone's back to their regular clothes. You
I
hang
keep
up
my
your nice clothes
like,
nicely.
now that I actually have a kilt, I like roll it up and like put it in my backpack. I can keep it with me now.
Great. What's the
now
plan
have,
out of the tower?
I now have 2 sets of
Finely crafted.
finely crafted clothing. It's
Oh,
a set
exciting.
of fine clothes. I have 2.
How far? Like you said, 300 feet.
Mhm.
You don't go diving off it.
I was gonna.
Who's got Featherfall?
No one does that.
No one, because I haven't found any more spells to learn yet. It's on my list.
Okay. So what's the guard presence like outside of our door?
Not. There's like a guard or so, but I mean the castle's pretty secure. I don't think anyone's worried about you being assassinated. So there's a couple of guards,
Okay.
city guards.
Are we just?
I think that we should leave, saying we're going for an evening stroll. We are.
Do we want new faces?
Not when we leave, because then they're going to ask who we are.
Coming out of our room, new faces.
Yeah. Like, oh, we're being so sneaky.
Okay.
Great. I guess we walk out a side door.
Great. One of the guards says, "Have a good evening.
Thank you.
When can we expect you?"
Not till very late.
How late?
Full.
Morning.
Yes, I will alert morning shift that you should be arriving about then.
Thank you.
Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
They stand at attention. Great, you guys. You leave the castle. Everyone kind of like stops what they're doing. Is like, yes. Is there anything we can get you?
No, it's quite all right. Thank you.
And you walk right out the front of the castle.
Are there any more of
Into
those
the
tea cakes?
Bully dog. I don't know. Check your pockets.
Oh.
Great.
It's kind of early evening. You can see that lamps are starting to be lit in the bully docks. The bullywogs, many of them you can see are leaving for their night shifts, coming home. They're leaving from their for their night shifts or for their second bully jobs. And they're really undertrodden. And then the bullywogs, the bullywogs are starting to get ready. So their shops are closing up.
Okay. I'm assuming that the inn of the bully is in the bullywog area.
Yes, that
Okay.
would be a bullywog.
Great.
inn.
Can I ask one of the bullywogs? Can I stop them? and
Sure.
Politely ask where the end of the bully.
There's a bullywog who's sweeping his front porch.
Excuse me, sir.
Bully,
Yes. Do you know where the inn of the bully is?
bullywog, bullywog, bullywog. Is it just
Some kind
bullywog?
of Is there some kind of like check I can make to interpret?
I speak bullywog and decided on that for one of us. All right.
Great. So he just said, "I don't understand what you're saying, lady. I don't know what you want, but you can just keep on going."
Bullywog.
Oh, bullywog.
Bullywog.
Bully, bullywog. He gives you some directions, and he says, "Oh, how nice! A nice elf boy who speaks the tongue of the bully people."
Bully.
Bully.
I am a tea cake.
He grabs it with his tongue.
Bully, bullywog, bully.
Bully.
Why would you say that to him?
I said goodbye and thank you.
No, you didn't. Let's go.
You guys follow Vel's directions to the inn of the bully, which means the inn of the Shining Lily Pad. And you enter through the front door. It's kind of a run-down shop, but all of the tables are polished wood to look like lily pads.
Oh, that's nice.
I look around for the gentleman or whoever I should be meeting.
I find the most comfortable chair.
You find the most comfortable chair. It looks like a big bullywog. It's filled with. It's a special membrane that they make, so it's like membrane-y, like almost like bullywog, like kind of amphibious like skin, and it's filled with swamp water. So it's like a waterbed.
Like an organic waterbed?
Like an organic waterbed.
I look at this chair. I continue to stand.
But it looks real comfortable.
It looks real comfortable.
You see a bullywog who looks up like, bully? Are you going to take the chair? Bully?
Bullywog.
Bully. He sits down in the chair. Oh. He's really comfortable. A guy comes up to you and he says, "Bully, good evening. Is there any food I can get you?"
We are... yes. I guess...
Some crushed flies, perhaps. Or perhaps a reed stew.
No chicken?
Oh, we do have some feathered fowl, yes.
All right, then.
Reed stew, please.
Make that 2.
3 reed stews, 1 feathered bird, and anything for the...
I've lost my appetite at realizing what the chair is made out of. And I'm just like, I'm okay. Thank you.
I will be returning very briefly.
Thank you.
And he walks back to the kitchen. You guys pull up some chairs made of woven reeds to the lily pad table.
Great. I guess we wait.
You wait a little while. Your food comes out. The reed stew is fairly delicious. It's not gross at all. The chicken is like cooked weird. like they don't get it.
I still got a few feathers on it.
Yeah, it's got feathers on it.
Rasper, he looks at it, he smells it, shrugs, and then just eats it.
It tastes fine enough. It's just different. It's just weird. After a little while, and after the bowls have cooled, and you guys have maybe put down a glass or so of Aaron Ale, you see the man from before. He's no longer wearing his tabard. He's wearing just like simple clothes, and he walks in and he sees you, and he sits down and he motions. The bullywog comes up, and they converse for a second in bullywog, and the bullywog comes out a minute later with a reed stew, and he puts it down and he says, "Thank you for meeting me. I'm very honored. Your friends weren't properly introduced at the banquet, and you are different. Or do you guys all have different faces?
No, I have the same face except for him.
His face is different.
I thought we were gonna do it to everyone.
Well, we didn't do
no,
it.
We didn't need to. We didn't need to sneak out.
I didn't think we needed to do it.
Okay, then just send.
Okay, but he is done.
Yeah, he's
the same as before.
He's willing to go.
Great. Still willing to vote. So he looks at all of you and he says, "Your friends weren't introduced. Leave it to Easter fail to introduce your traveling companions.
Yes. Well, this is Clarion.
Long days and pleasant nights, sir.
Yes, very nice to meet you. He shakes your hand.
He's Moran.
I can tell by the accent.
Yes. This is Jamie something.
Jimmy, your lordship, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. That's an interesting last name. What did you?
It was originally von Esperwald, but now I just go by a different moniker.
I see. Yeah, okay, so you're from my neck of the woods. I see.
Yes,
Well, nice to see you, even if you are so far away from home.
Yes.
This is Vel. He is a shadow, or was a shadow.
I don't like talking about it.
Yes, that's about all I know. And then this is Mr. Hawk.
Mr. Hawkborn. So you're from Easterton.
That's right. Daniel.
Nice to meet you, Daniel Hawkborn. And do you have positions within the Demarin court?
No, they're just my companions.
I see.
But they can be trusted.
I understand. So, you're probably curious why I called you here. As you can certainly tell, the Easter Court is certainly not what it used to be. But that's not exactly why I called you here. I have some news. I'm from House Nostromo. My second cousin is the current lord.
Okay.
And he well, there's no real easy way to put this, so I'll just come out and say it. We had struck a deal. Our current lord had struck a deal with your grandfather and father before the Night Tower collapsed. You were to marry our heir.
I'm sorry?
You were betrothed before this before the fall of the Night Tower. You were betrothed to Gregory Nostromo, who is the heir to Olengrad. I know that's
it's game changer.
I know that's a lot to take in.
Yes.
And the reason that I brought you here secretly is the pact was, of course, made in secret because it strengthens it strengthens some political ties. There was some apprehension, especially when it looked as if Damien would take his father's seat. He was never. You were, of course, too young to remember. He was never a very calm child. Even from a young age, there was something very off about him. And of course, now his rule is certainly no different. He's arrogant, and
I don't trust his master of the dark.
Yeah, those eccentricities aside, perhaps he's not wrong to hire a spy master as my presence in the city. I'm here under, of course, the pretense of just being a representative as a peace envoy to neighbors of the north. But
correct.
He looks around. And he says, our true intentions are very different. House Nostromo has a historical claim to a lot of the areas around Marenton, the Adler Woods and parts of the Famed Coast. Of course, after the conquering, they were given to House Arrow and then later on to House Easterton. However, we believe that certain regions would be much better if they were under the rule of House Nostromo as opposed to House Easter. Of course, it's a lot to take in. This, of course, would be a great political move for you. While we don't have exactly the coin and finances that House Easter does, we think that it's certainly a more stable move for you to choose to align with us. We would depart here for Marenton, and then we would catch a boat from Marenton up to Olengrad, where we would where the ceremony would be performed. Of course, I have to check all this with the Lord. However, I had been aware of these plans just in case something like this were to occur. And I don't mean to be heavy-handed. However, we do plan to march south. We have troops starting to prepare themselves to march south, and of course, Marenton would be the first position that we have to take, as it has been a stopping point for our house in the past in previous military campaigns. And I'm telling you all this, perhaps not as far-sightedly as maybe I should, because now you could return to Lord Easter with this news. However, I think that you will agree with me that perhaps his rule is not as good as it could be.
Yes, I do agree.
It's all going to be over in like 100 years anyway. I don't see what the big deal is.
What?
Ah.
Oh, right.
Yes. Your while our lives are not as long as yours are.
Huh? Oh, right. You're all going to die in like 50
What?
years. What? Never mind.
He's simply referring to the discrepancies between our lifespan.
Oh.
I understand that 100 years to an elf, even if, God forbid, he lived that long, is not a long time. Many of us have family who won't survive that long, and there's certainly a good deal of power to be gained by this campaign. I will give you a couple of days. I believe you said 4 days you would stay here. I think that your itinerary should stay the same. I will be waiting on the day of your departure beside the wood gate. If you wish to come with me out to Olengrad, I can travel with you.
So let me get this straight. Let's see what our options are. Either we ally with you and let you march through to Marenton, or you march to Marenton anyway, and...
Well, we don't have to take Marenton if it technically belongs
to them.
To us.
Exactly. So it's either
honor the agreement that your grandfather made with our Lord.
Correct.
Or I suppose you could go and tell all this information to Lord Easter, and I probably will die, and you will likely start a war anyway.
Those are not good options.
It is a lot to think about. I'm sorry, I don't think I got your name.
My name is Patrick. Patrick Su Nostromo. I'm the southern branch of the Nostromos.
If you were starting a campaign against Easterton, what is the value of Marenton at that point?
Well, I don't know how. Clarion, give me an intelligence check.
Perfect. 4.
Great. Oh, give me another one. I want you to know this.
11.
So around the year. Yes, there it is. Around the year 4000, there was the War of the Wood and Snow, in which House Nostromo, essentially, before everything was unified into one kingdom, they tried to push south. The Mammoth Lords tried to push south into Arrow territory. The war went pretty well. They were sieging Easterton, and they had Arrowton back then. They were sieging that area. Then they were actually stopped at Marenton because of it. It has a really strong position there with the mountains, and it's a really strategic point because it kind of bottlenecks there on the coast for getting up and down it. So their campaign actually stopped there. When they were unable to take it, Merrington was allowed to break the siege at Easterton. So it's a really strategic point. And your history your knowledge of history kind of lets you know that that's kind of the narrative that happened. Is the last time they tried to conquer the wood area to the south, they were stopped at Easterton. Or not Easterton, they were stopped at Merrington.
So you don't plan to go directly for Easterton?
No, we plan to take Merrington first.
Why did my father and grandfather agree to this?
Considerable more power, and because then their family and their descendants would become a much higher rank. Yes. They would become Mammoth of the Mountains, as you would as well.
Great. One more title for Christine to have. That's what we need.
I give you the dirtiest look in the world.
That's fine.
He stands up and he says, well, this certainly is a lot to think about. I'll be waiting for your answer beside the wood gate on the day of your departure. Until then, we really should be going as Goray has his black arrows everywhere.
Yes. Thank you, Patrick. I extend a hand, shake it.
He shakes your hand as well, and he leaves. The bullywog comes up because it's like, so would you be requiring any more food this evening?
No.
No. Very well. Have a pleasant evening. And he kind of does a weird, what he thinks is an appropriate bow. Aww. And he goes back to tending his bar. He's using his tongue to lick out a glass.
Time to go home. I'm gonna stand up and head back to the castle.
Great.
We follow.
Coming along.
Yeah.
You all arrive back at the castle. The journey, nothing happens. No one molests you.
Yay! Go back in. Go upstairs.
The guard, as you guys are going in, says, hold on. I heard you weren't supposed to be back until morning. You're back early.
Yes.
And none of you are imposters or doppelgangers or nothing like that?
I show him my ring.
Yeah, no more than we were before. I mean, no.
No. We are not imposters or doppelgangers.
Sorry.
I push forward. Why must there be a time to come back from a party where we're celebrating? This young lady just earned herself the king's praise to rebuild her land.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I didn't mean to question. I'm just trying to do my job.
And you're doing a very good job.
I don't want any doppelgangers coming in here. My grandma told me stories about doppelgangers. They try to take your life. They wear your face like it was their own. But really, they're just hideous blobs underneath.
Well, your grandmother sounds very smart. I pat him on the shoulder and kind of push him aside.
Have a good night.
Thank
Watch
you.
out for doppelgangers.
Will do.
Tell me more of these doppelgangers.
Val.
I'm coming.
Okay.
The fire has been lit. There's now a collection of several bottles of wine and some glasses in anticipation. There's glasses this time. The glasses are clearly use the glasses. to try to hint at.
So they're way more glasses than there should be scattered around the room.
Yes.
Okay. I grab a bottle and I guess it's red.
It's red. So you're drinking a bottle of wine.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think of all this?
I think you all consume a lot of alcohol.
Well, today I need it.
Have you ever tried alcohol, Val?
That's really interesting.
Yes. No.
I think you need to cut loose a little bit, buddy.
Well, Val, seems time that you try it. Rasper pushes a bottle of wine into his, into his chest.
Use a glass.
I pull a glass out of my pocket.
It's he pours red wine into a champagne flute.
Oh, no. That's
Huh. Huh. Notebook.
So, honestly, what do you guys think of all this?
Well, I think that you are in no way beheld to the promises of your forebears. However, I do not approve of the Easterton family, and I would rather ally with Olengrad.
Here's the problem. We're kind of in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, it's like we side with Olengrad, and that's cool. But then, like, you're not really in charge of your own land at that point anyway.
Right.
You're under Olengrad.
But I am in a higher position of power.
True.
So.
True. But you say no to him, he's gonna take it anyway.
Take it anyway.
And then you open us up for a alliance with Easter. That's not good. That's not a good plan.
Yeah.
He's a bliss fiend. We know that. So
When did we learn that?
2 days ago.
The wine's
Wow,
hitting
Alice
him-
can drunk quick.
The wine hits him very quickly.
Alice can drunk real quick.
it's like a quarter of a bottle.
Yeah. Drained like that much. I think. But
God, I mean, it's good wine, but still.
is it good wine?
It is.
I sniff it. Yes, that's very good one.
Yeah, it's very good wine. Okay.
It's a full-bodied red with a hint of sea foam, and
I mean,
And bullshit.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make it taste like root beer.
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
he just turned on one.
Ah, that's much better, and I still get the fuzzy feeling when I drink it.
Oh, somebody watch him.
Rasper, you're on Vel duty.
Rasper slaps Vel on the back.
Babysitting
Good
you.
man! You drink that up, boy.
I guess we're not making any progress
right.
on the journal today.
Well, Jamie, I think you're right. I think that while... I mean, my father and grandfather both had to be thinking something when they made this deal, and hopefully I think they foresaw what was going to happen.
I don't think you have to marry Gregory.
I definitely think that is still open for negotiations. You
I
can
think an alliance...
an alliance can be formed without the pact of marriage.
We have 4 days until we have to give.
Well, I think regardless we should go with him.
I think we need to spend the next few days reaching out and kind of researching his position on things. Because I don't know what he has planned. I would like to know that before we ally ourselves with someone.
Or know how strong Easterton's armies are if we're going to begin battling with them.
So we have 4 days until we have to give Reginalda an answer. I think we spend that looking for information.
Agreed.
And also buying more bread.
Don't you have a bread don't you have a bread pocket?
I ate all of that.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, there's still more.
the bread pocket has become the tea cake pocket.
It's sort of crumbs of both of them now.
Oh.
Yes.
So you guys finished the conversation, and I think it's starting to get kind of late now. Perhaps it's bedtime.
Good place to stop.
Great. So you collect your things and you go to bed. You still have a couple more days before you leave. You have some crafting to finish.
Yeah.
Some orders to pick up. You haven't had your shovel this whole time.
No.
The guy has it. I was thinking about that today. Is like Rasper's shovel is with this blacksmith who's.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why he stole the pie trowel.
It is silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Now the pie. There's gonna come a point, and the pie server's gonna play, and I can't wait.
Please don't murder Clarion with a pie server.
Let's call it there. Let's questions, comments, concerns.
I'm sorry, I'm sick. I can't.
It's
all right.
I didn't know.
Really didn't.
Yeah,
we were fine.
Okay.
Man, I like. I get it, and then like immediately like taken away or possibly taken away. I don't know. I don't know what to do. On the one hand, it's kind of like it's kind of like going from a Tully to a Stark, you know?
Yeah, it's literally.
Like
Pretty comparable, yeah.
it's like for those who watch Game of Thrones, you know. So it's a good like play to get higher up, but then it's like, but do I still have my lands at that point? And then there's a whole Easters to take care of, and like then how does that affect the Sherries
impending war,
and the impending war,
what does
and
the
the
crown
arrows?
have to say about? Yeah, I mean it's certainly a complicated situation.
It's a lot.
Is the crown? I'm like completely lost in politics.
Yeah.
So
Lovely.
Arrow was the former capital of Arrow, or Arrowton was the former capital of Arrow, or is Easterton now the capital?
So Easterton was called Arrowton. House Arrow lived there.
That's different than the
that map
Arrowton
is mislabeled.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That map is. Yeah, I'm gonna replace that map pretty soon because I keep like changing things.
Perfect.
Yes. So
Easterton
was Arrowton.
Okay.
Arrowton, of course, was conquered when the Carmels, the king, unified this whole peninsula continent.
Even the northern part.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing is all one kingdom.
It's still under the king.
Correct. It's all under
Who is the king and where is he?
King Carmel is in that star. That's if you follow the main road. If you follow Easterton South, you can see there's that star.
There is a star. I see
That's where the king is.
Okay.
That's his seat.
Okay.
And it has a name. I don't know it off the top of my head. I should. But anyway, so he conquered the whole thing,
Correct.
or made deals. Arrowton during the War of the Woods, when they rebelled against the crown, they were put down. In special thanks to House Easter, who then took over once all the arrows were executed, to kind of warn everyone else, hey, don't fucking do this. Then it was renamed Easterton.
Okay.
Okay.
So it being Easterton is like just a couple of generations, maybe like 2 generations of elves. I think Belle was born like right after that happened.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe a little. No, excuse me. Davon was born.
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit.
That's significantly.
Yeah, that's a
Earlier.
big difference.
Yeah.
Davon was born right around that time.
Yeah. So like
And that's
over 1,000 years ago.
that's the battle of the X-Men.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought
So-
that's what that tied into. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, there's
It's a
Okay.
lot to think
A
about.
lot,
pieces
a lot,
move-
a lot going on. Cogs are
moving,
moving.
grooving. Yeah. You're suddenly caught up in something much bigger.
When are you
Yep.
going to write the 10,000-year history as told by the elves?
Oh, I got it right here. I got dates. They go from negative 10,000 all the way up to 10,000 years before the fall to 10,000 years after the fall.
But then writing it into a story that starts with like
The Chronicle.
10,000 years ago. ...
It was a dark and stormy night.
No. The angels played the harp strings and the vibrations created. Oh wait, sorry, we're going into some really interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I probably won't write all of that.
Cosmology.
Yeah, I'm starting to do some stuff. Would a guide be helpful, just on like like a tree of like who has what?
Yeah.
Some sort of visual aid would definitely be
Great,
helpful.
I'll put that together and I'll put it up.
I don't know. I like encountering it as we encounter it.
Maybe like a visual aid that would be accessible.
just the ones that we've encountered would be helpful.
Yeah,
not
I guess so.
everything.
Perfect.
Just something to remind
like
ourselves
historically,
of,
like
of what we know
available.
so far.
Great. That we even know. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll put that together and I'll put it online for you guys.
Great.
And I'll make a printout.
Fantastic.
Anything else? How did the session feel? It was kind of a slower one today, but
It felt good.
a little bit of an exposition.
There was a lot of intrigue though, like in that party scene. Like
Yeah.
I was, like it
Who's
was.
the chick.
Yeah.
We got
It was-
Blackfist.
it was
we got
slow
crazy
going.
paranoid.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel very which I guess makes sense because of Vel, but I feel very sort of disconnected from the whole thing, and like outside of that his friends care about it, I'm not sure that Vel particularly cares about human politics at all.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, you
trying
didn't,
to find
you didn't get to
hijinks.
your journal
Yeah.
today.
There wasn't a lot of time. That's fine. It doesn't need to be every session. It's not a big deal. I got 3 last time anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you know.
That's true.
Plus, you're drunk. So.
Also that.
Vel is your.
Will Vel be hungover next session?
Yeah, I decided he's gonna drink about half of that champagne flute, and then he's gonna be like deathly ill tomorrow morning. So yeah, that'll be
So
fun.
loud noises and tambourines.
Tune in next time.
Yeah.
See, speaking of next time, what's sort of like the immediate plot, just so I know what to prep for? What are you guys
That's good.
looking for?
I think we're just I don't know if we can make a whole session out of just searching the town to gather information.
I'd prefer probably to do that as a check.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, then a series of checks would eat up a few minutes of time, but
No, personally, I'm leaning towards.
I think
I just want more information from Olengrad, and I think the best way to do it is to go there.
Great.
So
Yeah.
like that's just my feeling.
So we'll start heading north, maybe towards the end of it.
yeah.
I imagine you guys probably want to, especially the two of you, want to investigate that lady.
I want to investigate the lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do that a little bit. I also, little town time would do me well, just to wander around to shops and buy more bread.
Great.
And then, it would also be good because that'll put us back through Marrington, and you can
Right.
sort of lay down the law a little bit
Yeah.
when we get back there.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So next time I will prep for investigating Miss Sylvia Silversheen next time on Threshold, and then I'll prep a little bit of town time too.
Great.
So lots of big things. The wheels are turning. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week where we explore the mystery of Sylvia Silversheen here on Threshold.